Hey guys, welcome back. I hope you all are doing well. I know it's odd for me to have a review out on a Monday, but today is one of those odd exception days, as today, of course, is my birthday. I know some of you would know if you've been watching me for some time. Anyways, today I'm hopping into Kanye West, the college dropout, and yeah, I do see he has a new album out with Ty Dolla $ign. At the time of this recording, I haven't given the album a listen quite yet, but I've already heard a couple of negative reviews about the album, so I'm honestly not looking forward to listening to the album. But yeah, anyways, let's go ahead and focus on the college dropout. This is his debut studio album that was released on February 10th, 2004, and the day I listened to the album for this video happened to be the 20th anniversary for the album. The album has a runtime of about 1 hour and 16 minutes. It contains 5 singles, being Through the Wire, Slow Jams, which is a song by Twista that features Kanye West and Jamie Foxx, All Falls Down, featuring Selena Johnson, Jesus Walks, and The New Workout Plan. Features on the album include Selena Johnson, GLC, Consequence, Jay-Z, Jay Ivy, Talib Kweli, Common, Twista, Jamie Foxx, Mos Def, Freeway, and the Boys Choir of Harlem. So Kanye had received praise for being a producer for rappers such as Jay-Z and Talib Kweli. He faced difficulty being accepted as an artist. The college dropout will be recorded over a 4-year period, starting in 1999. Production would primarily be handled by West himself and would also be seen in future albums he would do, as we would see over the years when he released new albums and whatnot. He would also showcase his chipmunk soul musical style on this album, which he made use of sped up, pitch shifted vocal samples from soul and R&B records. Kanye would even shift from the gangster persona of hip hop, which was still very popular at the time. Lyrics of the album include themes of family, self-consciousness, materialism, religion, racism, and even higher education, as hence this album is called The College Dropout, and would also be called The College Dropout since Kanye would drop out of college and go to record this album. Now, let's go ahead and hop into some of the tracks. We start the album off with Intro Skit. I feel it's a decent way to start off the album, even if it's only 20 seconds long. The track leads us into We Don't Care. Now that I'm speaking of it, let's hop into We Don't Care. I feel this is a great track. I love the sound and style of the track. Lyrically, I feel the track points at not caring about things like education, and talks about things like drug dealing, music, and more. Graduation Day follows up the track. It's essentially a skit going back off the intro and We Don't Care, where Kanye was asked to do something for the kids for this little bit of a graduation. He would come back with "We Don't Care," and in the skit, Kanye would essentially be kicked out of college for getting kids to sing about drugs. All Falls Down isn't a bad track. The track does contain an interpolation of Mystery of Iniquity by Lauryn Hill. Lyrically, the track is a self reflection of Kanye's battle with consumerism. Jesus Walks will always be a favorite of mine off the album. The track contains a sample of Walk With Me by Arc Choir. I love the use of the sample here, as well as the tone and style of the track. Lyrically, the track does keep a little bit of a religious theme with the sample, as in terms of like having faith. But I also feel the track talks about problems throughout the country in cities like Chicago, where Kanye's from. Well, I'm gonna head on Workout Plan and the new Workout Plan. I feel Workout Plan is a fun skit leading up to the new Workout Plan, especially with its dialogue and how it's all essentially set up. I feel the new Workout Plan is just a fun song to have and changes up the whole tone and style of the album up to this point. And yeah, I definitely should throw the song on my workout playlist just to have it there for a little bit more motivation. It just brings some energy to it, and I personally do love the verses on this track. Slow Jams is another decent track. The track samples Luther Vandross's cover of Dionne Warwick's song, "A House Is Not a Home." I do feel it is a decent sample, and I do enjoy how the track turned out with Twissa and Jamie Foxx on it. I'm gonna group these together, but here's School Spirit, Skit 1, School Spirit, and School Spirit, Skit 2. Skit 1, which I'll refer to it as for the rest of this segment, essentially talks about how others, like family, want you to focus on higher education and try to have a great future by studying and putting that effort in to make the change. It also brings up some potential downsides if you don't go on, like potentially having a minimum wage job. Now, School Spirit. The track samples Spirit in the Dark by Aretha Franklin. Aretha gave Kanye clearance for the sample on one condition, being that the song won't have any profanity, which is why the song is edited on the explicit version of the album as well. But I'm sure there's some uncensored versions out there here on YouTube and other places. Anyways, I feel it is a decent track lyrically. It essentially touches on college life and essentially some of the frats that belong. Now, lastly, Skit 2, which, I'll refer to it as that for the rest of the segment. Skit 2 essentially hits on that it's nice to get higher education, but you have to spend so much time, money, and effort getting those degrees to get where you want to be at. You can essentially spend half your life getting degrees in something you want, and essentially blowing off other things you could have done with that time as well. The skit references the age of 52, which was age of Donda West at the time of this release. I feel this is used essentially for that purpose of spending all this time getting an education that you possibly could have been doing something else you enjoyed in that time. To finish it off, once you pass, what do these degrees even mean? Do they still mean anything to you or your family members? Little Jimmy skit essentially continues the theme of school spirit skit 2, where a parent has passed and they all have left their degrees to their kid instead of living life and living it to the fullest with others and making memories. They focus on schooling and want to get degrees, which are nice to have, but aren't necessarily needed for every job out there, to say nonetheless. I'll finish this off with Last Call. This is the longest track on the album, clocking in at about 12 minutes and 40 seconds. The track also samples Mr. Rockefeller by Betty Midler. I feel it is a great track with the second half of the track essentially being a spoken word and essentially talking about how Kanye came to where he is now. Kanye was a producer, but it took a lot of time and effort before he got accepted as a rapper and signed to a label, which would be Rockefeller. My favorite tracks on the album are We Don't Care, All Falls Down featuring Selena Johnson, Jesus Walks, the new workout plan, and Last Call. Today, I'll be giving this album a 4.5 out of 5. Anyways, I hope you all enjoyed this video. As usual, feel free to leave your thoughts down below in the comments. On Friday, I'll be looking at The Fix Before the Six by Lil Wayne. And on Saturday, I'll be looking at The Blueprint by Jay-Z. And yeah, with that, this concludes this year's little birthday special album review for me. So, it was nice to even cover this album. But yeah, at the same time, I'm like, seems like over the past year, he's been going through a lot of like controversies and whatnot. So it's like, should I bring any of those up or not in the video? But I'm like, yeah, I'll try my best not to bring any of those things up and try to separate the art from the artist and whatnot. But yeah, anyways, again, thanks for tuning in. And again, this was a nice little birthday special to do for me to say.